Hi class. Today I'm going to make a recording of what you need to do for the coming weeks. The reason for this is I want you to be ready for the assessment itself. The assessment itself will be issued to you on week 7, right? So, what are these for? Of course, these are the questions that you will be writing in and will form part of your assessment. So to cut it short, whatever you're going to research on, whatever you're going to type in, these are the contents of what you will be putting in your assessment. The assessment has a different format and I will explain it to you in week 7. So I'll go now to Schoology. In Schoology, I will scroll down and move on to our class, year 13. And there are two options. You could either go to term number 1 folder here, or you could just move into this one to make it really quick. Now, these, as I've said, these are the questions that I would like you to answer. Now, of course, you'll be answering these questions and I'll be reading over it. I'll be giving my suggestions on what you need to do next. And that is actually making sure that you get the credits. Why again? Because I love you. All right, so let's move on. The due date for this one is on the Friday or 11th of March, 11:59 p.m. I don't need to expect, or I will not expect you to submit it at 11:59 p.m. Definitely you need to submit this before 11:59 p.m. or before the 11th of March. So, what are the topics or what are the things that you need to do? Of course, number 1, you need to choose one topic or issue. It would be either one of these: abortion, euthanasia, or death penalty. But sir, you have given us more than 3 topics, or you've discussed or you've talked about more than 3 topics. Well, at the beginning of the term, I explained to you that I'll focus on these 3 items. Why? Because I don't want you to have a difficulty coming up with so many things or researching for so many things. Now, so you'll just be choosing whether it. I mean, well, you'll be just. Sorry, you will be choosing whether it's abortion, euthanasia, or death penalty. All right, let's go over the questions. Part 1. What is the topic or issue? So whether it's abortion, euthanasia, or death penalty, you need to explain what it is. What are the different opinions of people about the topic or issue? You should give 3 reasons why people are for it and why people are not for it. So when you give reasons, you need to have evidences. These evidences could be statistics of people or the number of people who are in favor of it or not in favor of it, and the reasons why they're saying these things. They could also be stories of people. It could be like a documentary of people who said that they are in favor or not in favor of it. It could be a blog or a vlog, or it could be whatever it is, or real life story of people, and put it in. Next would be part 2. Since your goal rather, is to know what the church is saying about the issue or topic and find meaning to what they're saying, what you need to do in part 2 is to explain the church teachings about the topic or the issue. You are to support it with, let's say, you are to get it from Catholic teachings or Catholic social teachings. It could be Catechism of the Catholic Church, and you're going to support it with scriptures as well. So I've given you examples before in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, and then in chapter 25. There are different things that you could use there. Sir, what can you just give us specifically the chapter and the verse and da 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 da? No, I'll ask you to check it out. All right. Now, what are the options or suggestions given by the church with regard to the issue? Um, what other things could be done aside from, let's say, having or saying yes to euthanasia? What other options are given? In our class, I have given you examples. I have shown you different things that the church is providing instead of going for death penalty, going for abortion, or going for euthanasia. So what are these things? There are also options given by the government in support of the church. What are these? Put it in. Why do you think does the stand of the church make sense? Explain. So you're not just going to put it there, rather you're going to explain the meaning of it or why it is good to say yes to this one. Part 3. This is the evaluation part. You're going to explain the positive and the negative effects. How could you show the positive and negative effects? Or how can we make sure that what you're saying there is correct? It is by providing statistics or providing real life stories in it. Okay? Real life stories of people who experienced it. Okay? People who experienced the different options given by the church and by the government. Next would be part 4. Seeing the effects, do you think that the church's stand and suggestions are effective? Why or why not? Based on the information and the data that you've given, what conclusion can you make? To cut it short, I'm asking for your conclusion now on the topic. Now, after that would be the wider implications part. Number 3, if our country and the world would follow the stance and suggestion of the church, what do you think will be the effect? So, you're not just going to say that this will be the effect. Okay? You're going to say that this will be the effect based on the data or based on the evidences that were provided. Okay? So you're not just guessing. It's not a guessing game. Rather, there are enough evidences to support what you're saying. All right. And I've added part number 5, and this is really important. Show me the references for this. Okay? Without you referencing the things that you have written there, then it would not make sense to me at all. Why? Because it is not proven. Alright? So it is important for you to put in your references. In our previous lessons, what I did was to ask you, in the discussion questions, was to ask you to save your references. Now it's time for you to go back to where you got the idea, to where you got the data, the statistics, and so on and so forth, and put it all there. Now, I will have to go over your work, give my suggestions, give my comments, and that's the only thing that I could do at this time. Now, for your assessment, I will not be giving you any comments or suggestions anymore because we have done it in this area. Does that make sense? So, in the assessment, you will just have to transfer the things that you did in a different format, but the content is the same. Sir, will you still go over the work, the assessment work, the final work? No, because we have already gone through these things here. All right? I hope that you know what to do in the coming days and that you finish this really soon so that I could go over it and that you are ready for the assessment itself. All right. Thank you. Bye.